archaeologists, and Johnstruct. Welcome to the proximity. I'm having an Alan Wake, the final draft. 2 adventure. I said that in the wrong order, but I'm not going to restart. We're just going to load our game. Which I actually think we have to continue, because we didn't actually save, did we? I didn't want to save it in the house, because that's the chapter had already started. It started. Yes, I remember. Might want to be on the other side as well. Yeah. We're gonna have to finish. We're gonna have to see a couple of
Stepping to the murder site, I'd felt it hanging in the air. A meaning, the violent emotion of the act. Like a cloud of wrath. The dead eyes of the victim staring at something you couldn't see, and yet making you aware of it. Something had soaked into this place on a molecular level, overlapping with your meaningless existence. Regression to something you had managed to forget. Marking you, taking you for a ride, making you crazier.
Huh. Yes. Remember the buttons. Word of go. Yes. Probably what we did last time. Take some free stuff.
The station had changed. I was closer now.
I don't remember how to turn that off. And I did successfully remember. Mission successful. Yay.
I'm a writer. I write. Writing is the key. Art is the key to find my way out of the dark place. I can't forget this. Don't you fucking forget this. Dark place. I'm outside time and space. Outside reality. But this is real. A nightmare dimension. An ocean of darkness. Remember, its dark energy can make art come true. Make dreams and nightmares come true. Yes, I can use this. I need to use this. Hungry, monstrous things out there, wanting to stop me, to devour me, become me. Oh no.
Oh no! We don't want that to happen. Let's go talk to one of our counterparts. Mr. Thomas Zane on the phone.
Parliament Tower. Our home in New York. Was I really this close to being home? Going up to our apartment? Would I be home? Or was this just an echo of the real thing? Even then, the murder site had brought me one step closer to escape.
Is it a parliament of lies? I know I said that last time, and probably the time before that.
Time loses meaning here. How long have I been trying to escape? Long enough for Alice to think I'm dead. The payphone at the edge of the plaza was ringing again.
Hey, Alan. Thank God he picked up. I thought I lost you again.
Who are you? Why are you helping me?
Did you go deeper? To the overlap?
Are you talking about the murder site? Yeah, I did.
That's fantastic, Alan. We're closer to getting out. We're making progress.
Well, we would be if you would answer my damn questions.
Last time we spoke, you were pretty worried about Alice. Did you ever check Parliament Tower? To make sure she really got out of the dark place?
Well, of course she got out. That's why I'm here. That's the whole goddamn point.
Be very careful, Alan. The dark presence is stealing from you. It can already manifest as your double. Scratch will come.
Wait, hello?
Yeah, it's really obvious he's fucking with it. It's my shirt and my tea. Don't do that, John. That's gross. We're never out your way.
Writer. Maybe he was a victim. The cult, using his words. Or maybe he was the monster behind it all. Either way, Alice Wake, his ex, she knew things. It was there in her art for all to see. A cry for help. The darkness she'd witnessed. And that put her in danger.
Was Alice here? In the story? Alice. What was that? Like a ray of warm light, I felt her presence. It gave me strength to go on.
Of light. I assume we didn't have that last time around. I went out drinking last night. I do that like twice a year. Haunting.
Alice's photo equipment. Set to go off when the door opens.
Right, I might have been really quiet for the last 15 minutes, 17 minutes because the microphone was way over there when it should have been next to me. As I was saying, sorry about that. Luckily, all that was covered on the last stream. Anyway, so I went out drinking last night, and I've got a friend. I don't see him very often, but he really doesn't like me having a bag like this because the women have bags, and it's just like that's a like you can have a bag if you want. I take a bag everywhere because I will fucking lose my keys and phone if I don't. I can't get, and I don't like them in being in my pockets. And it's just much harder to misplace a satchel like that. Though I don't wear on my back, I wear on my side. Maybe I should wear on my back. This guy seems to know what fashion is. Look at his elbows that have been cut out.
Get out! Leave me alone!
Alice! Alice!
Oh, that sounds serious.
This is the door to my study, where I wrote my books. This symbol wasn't here before.
So I'm going to be repeating myself a lot, but I do really like that they remembered that Alice is also an artist.
Alice's video camera. No memory card inside.
Video art documentary on screen's multi-focal point of the dark place. Part 1.
Part 1. What was Alice working on? Alice,
Pick photos for exhibition posters.
this is a photo of Scratch. How did Alice get this? Is he stalking her?
The camera, John.
When I was younger, photography was everything to me. I moved to New York thinking I'd make it as an artist. And then I met Alan. We had a good thing. We were both dedicated by our creative ambitions. The only difference was that Alan's work made money. He brought me work when he could. I took his promo shots, created covers for his books. I'm sure he forced his publisher into it. I was taking photos, just not my photos. And that gnawed at me. Things got complicated sometimes, but that's life, right? We loved each other. Then Alan hit a block. I brought out a meaner side of him. One I didn't like. I set up a trip to see a doctor in Washington. I didn't tell him until we got there. We argued. Things went wrong. And he was just gone. Drowned, allegedly. Easy for people to think it was my fault. Hell, I do too sometimes. About 6 years ago, I started hearing noises in the night. Typewriter keys clacking. Voices. Alan was back. Haunting me. Then it got violent. It was Alan. And yet, it was a monster. He always did have anger in him. I set up cameras around the apartment with motion sensors and flashes. Now, when the monster comes, I turn it
Like
into art.
the lamp flashing at certain points.
My nightmares caught on film. And this is the focus of my new exhibition. To show people the world is so much darker than they ever knew. I'm calling this exhibit The Dark Place.
Alice. Scratch was terrorizing her. Why? I sat in the writer's room and wrote a story. Initiation. To project myself through the dark place, to look for a way out. The story had brought me here, brought me nowhere. Looped me back. I was writing the story. And in the story, I now stepped into the writer's room. But there was no one here writing.
They say that it loops forever. I'm gonna have to see which scenes are different and which ones are the same. Because every single scene I'm gonna go, is that new? And it's probably not. Because I know he goes in the room and shoots himself, and I know a later scene he's writing, and another version of him comes in and shoots him, and he realizes a loop.
I can see you there, but you don't see me anywhere. I'm right in front of you, I'm right here on this winding road. What are you looking at? Is it your face on a pane of glass? This window becomes a trap on this winding road. Will it ever let me go? Forever I am fading to black. Forever I am circling back, just to fall into this trap. This winding road.
So, I have, because I'm playing a PlayStation game on my PC, I have to have slightly different sound settings, and I might have forgotten to click a button, so the sound might have been, like, slightly wrong for the last 20 minutes, 28 minutes. It's fixed now, because I have to, yeah. To do a thing. I don't really need to explain it, but
Okay, let's recap what you've told us so far, Alan. For the past 13 years, you've been trapped in a nightmare dimension called the Dark Place.
Yeah.
It's like New York, but it's not New York. And can be reached from the bottom of Cauldron Lake, but it's not really under the lake. And after all this time, you've managed to get out.
Yeah.
But so has your evil doppelganger. Mr. Scratch? Or is it the Dark Presence?
Both. It's interchangeable. He's Scratch when he looks like me, but he can change into this other form.
And Scratch, the Dark Presence, wants to rewrite the world in his own image.
Which would be in your image, as he looks just like you.
And turn the world into a fucking nightmare.
During Deerfest, which is scheduled to take place in a couple of days. You got out of the Dark Place by writing a novel, the pages we've been finding. But your double edited it into a horror story that's now changing reality, taking over people,
Yeah.
making them crazy, bringing the Dark Place to Bright Falls.
Guess. Fiction coming in contact with the Dark Place can change reality. The story is coming true, soaking into everything like darkness when night falls. But last time
This will be back in 2010.
Yes, last time it didn't happen all at once. The story came true bit by bit as it unfolded. And that dark presence was still bound to the lake. I stopped it before it got the ending it wanted. Before it broke free. Based on that, there's still time.
Which brings us to your magical light switch.
The clicker. Magical doesn't quite cover it. Scratch wants it to bring about his ending. That can't happen. If I can get the clicker, I can send him back to the Dark Place, make all this shit go away. Look, I know it's batshit crazy. My memory is full of holes, and I'm not sure how much I can trust. It's like a half-forgotten dream.
Oh, damn it.
Mr. Wake. Alan. We've seen our share of batshit crazy in the past 24 hours. What I want to know is, why am I? Why are we written into the story?
I think I saw you. Or a vision of you in the Dark Place. I think you helped me reach out and escape somehow. With that in the story, Scratch would have edited it to get to you. To hurt you. We are all in danger.
It's insane. And there's so much of it.
Okay, I'm going to resist the temptation to even look at that. Because I want to finish one side first. Maybe I'm not allowed? I thought you could go through the entire of the story as one before changing to the other. Oh no, a boot.
Back at Witch's Ladle, Saga pointed the flashlight at the strange, dark substance. The same substance Nightingale had left at the morgue. There was something hidden under it. She strained to see. The opposite of sunspots in her eyes. Blacker than black. Suddenly a change. The light reacted to the substance. A feedback loop, surging up her arm. Saga squeezed the flashlight, willing it to penetrate the dark matter. Burn it away.
So Wake wrote that one.
Have you ever heard of the Cult of the Tree?
Creepy bunch. In the habit of wearing deer masks, performing murder rituals, victims turning into monsters possessed by darkness, possibly inspired by a horror story written by a certain author. Ring any bells?
The cult. Yes. Yes. They have the clicker.
If the cult has the clicker, does that make them Scratch's followers? How are you so certain they even have the clicker?
They could be working for Scratch. I don't remember. It's all confused.
Alan, if I'm gonna act on this information, you need to be honest with me.
Yeah, of course.
Is he confused? Or is he hiding something? Wake said the cult has the clicker. How does he know?
The writer is the reader. The next chapter, the next chapter, the next chapter. Keep the pages safe, the dark shining of the words.
Wake is hiding pages. That's how he knows the cult has the clicker. Wake has a double. Mr. Scratch. Where is he now?
A cloud of wrath wears my face. The dark place in your place. Scratching out my body of work.
Scratch is here. In Washington. He's hunting Wake. Scratch looks just like Wake. Why?
Don't wake up the dreamer if your life is a dream. I swam to the shore, but the water is rising.
Wake and Scratch are clearly connected. Maybe Scratch got out because Wake did. Or vice versa. Okay, Mr. Wake. I know you have more pages of the manuscript on you.
You don't understand how vital these pages are. They're the only way I can know what's coming.
You're not the only one trying to solve this. This is our job.
Okay. Here. Now, this is all I have. Be careful with them. Inside the trailer, at the outskirts of Watery, Saga had seen Wake's fabled clicker for the first time, in the hands of the Cult of the Tree. A cultist stared at her. She drew her weapon. Standing inside the trailer at the outskirts of Watery, Saga had seen Wake's fabled clicker for the first time, in the hands of the Cult of the Tree. Her mind reeled from what the horror story was now claiming about her, her life, her past. She didn't accept it. She stepped out of the trailer. She needed air, but she wasn't alone. A cultist stared at her from behind a deer mask. She drew her weapon, shouted, ran after him.
Wake just gave us a lot of information. But this clicker seems like a good place to start. If we find that, then we find the cult.
It's not for later, it's for now. Can't say I understand all of this, but if Wake's telling me the truth, then his magic light switch is the most tangible lead. Let's start there. Trailer?
The cult of the tree has the clicker Wake told me about. They're a part of all this. The pages we've been finding are from a horror story called Return, written by Alan Wake. And the contents of this book are coming true. Why couldn't it have been a romance?
Cauldron Lake. Yeah, Scratch and Dark Presence are interchangeable.
That's not right.
These are for now.
The dark place. A dimension that's home to monsters.
Monsters! Okay. Stronger the connection between the belief and the emotional response, the better. The darker, the better. Okay.
Makes sense. The dark place makes writing come true, taking something real and nudging it. They're treating people's lives like toys. Can Wake be trusted with that kind of power? Can anyone?
There we go.
It's all on the page. The clicker, the cult. Okay, I'll head to Watery and find this trailer. Casey, you stay here and keep an eye on Mr. Wake.
Got it.
No, you need me there.
No dice, pal. This is an FBI investigation, and I don't see a badge on that flannel.
From now on, you can switch between Alan Wake and Saga's story via the bucket in the janitor's break room. Feel free to choose to play in any order that you choose to want to play in. Cool. typewriter.
Back. I wasn't able to escape. The dark presence had stopped me.
What's the
I
power?
had seen the title page of another manuscript. Return. I didn't remember writing it, but it felt familiar. Important. I had to find it. The plot board was empty again. I needed a new draft, back at the beginning, but closer to my goal.
There's draft 1 of initiation. I didn't really consider it before that these aren't like in order, they're drafts. So yeah, the art of at Alice Wake was the end of draft 1, which is why it forced the story to end. And this one's far stranger. The last draft of initiation had brought me to the writer's room. I died in the end. Again, the dark presence had killed me. Something had changed. My memories of what happened were not eaten away. There's been another manuscript there. The title page read at return. So yeah, he stepped into the film and he was killed by the dark presence, sending him back up to the beginning. Right. Oh yes, of course. You you write your way out of this room, don't you?
I would write a new draft of initiation to reach Parliament Tower using another murder site. Scratch was reaching out from the dark place to get Alice. She was out, but still in danger.
I'll be a bit quiet, I think, for the next hour, and I'll turn the sound up.
Welcome. Our guest tonight is Alan Wake. This time he wanted to do something.
I was back, and I hadn't forgotten. I knew how this worked now. I could take control, no more surprises.
What demons he wrestles with in the dark hours of the night. Together with our house band, the divine old gods of Asgard, we have created something very special. The song is called Herald of Darkness, but I like to call this next segment the story of the journey of Alan Wake, the musical.
Yay!
Just
I like that he's
we'll
crooning.
chat, but instead of talking, we'll sing it.